Well, of course it's confusing for you, Mama. You know why? You're doing way too much thinking about it. Look, here's what you do. Suspend all critical thinking, stop asking questions, and just believe the experts when they tell you if you want healthy bones and teeth, especially if you want to eliminate them cavities, all you got to do is consume toxic industrial waste.
Guys, I use Virtual Shield VPN every single day on my phone and my laptop because anytime I'm online, I want to hide my identity, my activity, and my location. And you can try it for free for 30 days, plus get 30% off by using the link in the description.
While the programmed masses continue to march for what they do not understand as they turn away from the true threat to humanity, that is the time and labor-sucking economic slave machine called the Federal Reserve, the most powerful organization on the face of the earth holding us all captive on their plantation, there's another obvious thing the misguided majority overlooks. And that's the fact that if Black lives mattered so much, if any life mattered so much, why is no one marching against the industrial waste that's been dumped into our water supply since the 1940s? In spite of this inability of the masses to unite on the most fundamental threats facing virtually every human being on the planet, there are aware people on the front lines that have been fighting for us all along. This is from FLUORIDEalert.org. Although fluoride can occur naturally in water, many water utilities add the chemical with the goal of improving dental health. But an alliance of groups led by Food and Water Watch, a government accountability nonprofit, have sued the Environmental Protection Agency to force it to limit or ban adding fluoride altogether. They contend that the chemical represents an unreasonable risk of causing neurological damage, especially to young children and babies in the womb. In opening statements on Monday, plaintiff's lawyer Michael Connett said, quote, "It will be undisputed in this case that babies who are bottle-fed with fluoridated water receive the highest doses of fluoride of any age group. At the time of their, quote, greatest vulnerability, we are exposing infants, often from the poorest, most disadvantaged communities, to a very high burden of fluoride." Now, in our current context, just let that sink in for a minute. The poorest, most disadvantaged communities are out marching, not against poison being dumped into their water supply, but they're out there marching about media-promoted racial tensions exacerbated by 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week news campaigns designed to distract, deceive, and divide us. This is like focusing on and making a big deal about a hangnail in a doctor's office after he just informed you that you have stage 4 cancer. But James Dew, a Justice Department lawyer representing the EPA, said that there are too many, quote, uncertainties and inconsistencies in the evidence. Let's be 100% clear here, Dew said. If EPA could conclude that there was an unreasonable risk from water fluoridation, EPA would regulate. James Dew, of course, is not a doctor, he's a lawyer. As reported by Fair Warning, water agencies first began adding fluoride in the 1940s. And today, nearly 75% of Americans on public water systems are served fluoridated water. Those who've warned for years about water fluoridation's negative health effects, who've been working on the front lines, have been vilified as crackpot conspiracy theorists, giving mainstream media an excuse not to have to deal honestly with pointed and critical questions about the dangers of fluoride's presence in drinking water. And of course, they won't deal with it because they're part of the corporate problem. With each passing year, it's becoming more and more clear, according to researchers, that fluoride in the body poses risks we all need to seriously consider. In short, this is a corporate technocratic decision to add fluoride to the water supply, which started in the 1940s as a convenient way to get rid of industrial waste and turn that waste into something that you're going to put into the water supply to help your teeth and reduce cavities. They somehow convince people through social engineering and propaganda to buy industrial waste and get rid of it for corporate titans by consuming it. What it is mass mandated involuntary medication. It's literal insanity. And few people ever know to even question that maybe an industrial waste product being pumped into the water supply isn't such a good idea. And the truly sad part about this is that those who apply critical thinking in this area are labeled alarmists or conspiracy theorists. And that's the power of propaganda, to get people to neglect those things in their lives that are truly pressing, while they waste their time engaging in fabricated nonsense. According to the Florida Department of Health, for example, 77.4% of the state's population is served by community water systems that receive fluoridated water. In South Florida, that breaks down to 98.1% of the residents of Miami-Dade County, 100% of the residents of Broward County, and 66.2% of Palm Beach County's population. According to the CDC, of approximately 275 million Americans on public water systems, more than 200 million are served water with fluoride added. An analysis by the Environmental Working Group, which is a research and advocacy organization, found that about 30 million people receive tap water with fluoride levels higher than the CDC's recommendation of 0.7 parts per million. Some medical and dental authorities say that a small dose of the chemical is beneficial for dental health. The CDC claims that fluoridation reduces cavities by about 25% in children and adults. But still, a growing body of evidence suggests that Americans are routinely exposed to more fluoride than is good for them. Experts on the other side point out that people already receive a daily dose of fluoride in toothpaste and mouthwash and in many bottled drinks and processed foods. The key focus of this federal trial is a growing stack of scientific literature showing potential neurological harm from even low levels of fluoride. In 2016, a 13-year study conducted in Mexico found that higher prenatal exposure to fluoride were associated with lower intelligence test scores for children later on. Between 2018 and 2019, several studies from Canada found similar effects, including that more fluoride in the urine of expectant mothers corresponded with an IQ loss in male children, and that youth from areas with fluoridated water had a higher prevalence of ADHD. The EPA has asserted that there isn't enough evidence showing neurological damage from low levels of fluoride, and that the benefits of fluoridation outweigh the risks. But there's broad agreement for those who know what's going on that fluoride is a neurotoxin. Unlike chlorine, which acts as a disinfectant to kill dangerous microbes in the water and then dissipates, fluoride does not dissipate. It's an anion that stays in the water. If you want it out, you need special filters, and most filters will not remove fluoride. If you want more information about the movement of this lawsuit against the EPA, I'll leave the links in the description for you. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below.
If you get something out of this content and you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video and sharing it with everybody you can, everywhere you can on social media. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon so that whenever I upload a video, you're one of the first to see it. If you want to further support the channel, the Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and Subscribestar links are in the description below and in the pinned comment. Or you can grab one of these conversation-starting, hard-hitting designs that you can put on any shirt, hoodie, or mug from the shirt store, and that link is also in the description. Your purchase helps support more content on this channel. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, and now 100% demonetized video.